Excuse the lozenge. I have that stupid cough that won't go away. If you've seen my videos in the last couple of weeks, I've had it. I've had this cough before and it took about 2 months to go. And we're about a month in. Anyway, given the severity of the subject matter, I feel bad for sucking on a sweet, but I'll be coughing throughout the whole video and I need to get this out because it's not okay. What you're doing is not okay. Don't drag apolitical people into your culture war bullshit, alright? So what happened is, obviously we know Hogwarts Legacy's come out and there's huge controversy surrounding this game because the studio that owns the rights to the property decided, hey, we want to make some more money out of this fucking thing that we have. So they make this gorgeous looking RPG game and it should be celebrated, not because, for two things. Number one, the developers were like, no, fuck you, JK, we're sticking trans characters in this. So I like that approach. Number two, JK has nothing to do with this. Okay, Warner Brothers are very clear to distance themselves from her. And number three, it's a AAA single player game with no microtransactions that's come out and works. Do you know how rare that is? That's so rare, unless it's a Sony exclusive or a FromSoft game. It's rare you get single player games that come out in working order and ones that are massive like this and are people's beloved childhood until that silly bitch opened her mouth. Now, I've said it before. There are 1 million people in this world. Music artists, music producers, the biggest SOBs, games developers, games companies, CEOs that are human garbage, but you still play their games. If you're playing a Ubisoft game or an Activision game / King Games game, I've got some very bad news for you, because you are supporting a culture of misogyny, abuse, harassment, sexism, and awful workers' rights and working conditions. So, when you attack a game that does not want to associate itself with the author by a company that's in the middle in terms of controversy, meaning, yes, they have crunch and make some silly decisions, like with Gotham Knights and all this kind of stuff, but, well, that's their publisher. Portkeys seem to be an okay company. There hasn't been any controversies, I think. I might be wrong. You know, I'll have to double check on them. Alright, but Riot Games, who make League of Legends, just read up on the shit that went on at that company. And I've seen dozens of trans people not only playing that game, but building their Twitch career around that game. That means you're okay with fostering misogyny, with sexual harassment, abuse, bullying culture, crunch, poor treatment of workers. They went on strike, for fuck's sake. That's how bad it got at Riot Games, okay? You can't be a hypocrite. I'm sorry. You can't. So going after people that are playing Hogwarts Legacy whilst you're happily indulging in games that foster abuse within the company doesn't put you on the right footing. Especially when the author has nothing to do with this. She's going to get royalties. She's a billionaire. Alright, she's already a billionaire. And I want to make it perfectly clear. I'm not going to buy this game. Alright? I've made that choice. Okay? And anyone who wants to boycott this game, more power to you. You stick to your principles. But don't chastise apolitical people. People that don't care about politics and just want to have a good time. Don't go abusing them on Twitch and reducing them to tears, like what happened with one streamer, and creating a program that allows you to track which streamer has played the game so you can unfollow them. This is right-wing levels of censorship and attacking freedom of expression. And when you have a media that is already so far to the right and is fueling this culture war, you are just giving them ammunition to paint you as the bad guys and everyone else, even the TERFs, as the victims. They do it all the time. J.K. Rowling was, on BBC Radio 4, or it was a topic around J.K. Rowling on BBC Radio 4, and the BBC, the cucks, had to apologise because she wasn't protected from people not baseless, like the article says, calling her out for the transphobe that she is. She is a transphobe. Okay? She is a transphobe. And the Telegraph defending her just shows you exactly where the media is. And you doing what you did, going after innocent people, does not help anyone in this situation. Actually, it helps the TERFs in this situation. It really does. I'm sorry. And you can't be posting things on Facebook saying, if you play this game, you're a bigot. And this game, like, my God, this game is like a dream because you get to live in this world and ride, beasts and ride your broomsticks and fly around and cast spells and all this kind of stuff. And you gotta pick your battles. And this Hogwarts Legacy is not a battle that you were ever going to win on. No principles can be taken. In fact, boycotts in gaming just doesn't work. It doesn't work. If you want proof of that, just look at all the people that say, stop buying Madden, stop buying FIFA, stop buying EA games because they're so greedy with the microtransactions. And what happens every fucking time? They're the best-selling games of the year. Look at Blizzard with Diablo. Egregious microtransactions in that game. And yet people are still hyped for Diablo 4. And you know Bobby Kotick and the culture of garbage that he has fostered within that company. Alright? So there are no high horses when it comes to consumerism. It falls on deaf ears. And I understand why you do it, because you feel so powerless, because the people that are causing you all the pain and the abuse and the suffering are unreachable. You cannot get to them. However, you can get to them if you were better organised. And this is what I keep saying to people. So, prime example, the general elections are next year. And I'm going to try my best, as long as my health is okay, to get rid of West Streeting from Ilford North, which is, 20 minutes down the road from me. Okay, and why is that? Because West Streeting is a Labour politician that is pro-privatisation of the NHS. And he has a marginal seat. And I would rather him lose to a Conservative, or preferably a Green or Tusk, but I would rather he lose to a Conservative. Why? Because it sends a message to Labour to say, if you are pro-privatising the NHS, I don't want your fucking politician taking a seat up in Parliament. I'd rather have a Tory who I know is going to privatise the NHS, okay? And I'm only saying that because the Tories are going to get wiped out in the next general election. So, West Streeting losing his seat, it sends a message. And if we could do the same for Keir Starmer, because both of them have taken money from private healthcare, and so they deserve to be unseated. To say that Labour belongs to the people, not to the fucking right wing. Alright? But this is how you utilise people power. Okay? You don't go, if you attack, I don't know, like I said, you feel powerless. You want to lash out at J.K. Rowling, but she doesn't hear you. She doesn't see you. Alright? It's very rare you'll get a response. She'll just block you. Or whatever. Okay? And that feeling of powerlessness makes you want to lash out to somebody where you can interact with, someone you do have access to. And this is why you do what you do by attacking Twitch streamers, by attacking people on Twitter, because you're going to get a response. You're going to get something in return, and it's going to make your position feel validated. And I hear you, and I love you and I understand the pain you're going through as a trans person, but you've got to pick your battles, and gaming and consumerism really isn't it. All right, it isn't it. You've got to do it on a micro level. You've got to organize within your area, or in areas where you know you can win, and de-seat people that do not stand for human rights or stand for the bourgeoisie. This is where you you win your battles, and you make people feel uncomfortable, and you make powerful people like CEOs and members of parliament, and you harass them and make their lives a living hell, so they understand this is not okay. You are ruining my life. This is not okay. People like J.K. Rowling, if you know they're going to attend somewhere, go after her. Not physically, I mean, just, you know, just shut the fucking place down wherever she is. Protest outside there. Make it known that wherever she goes, she will never, ever, ever have peace and quiet, because she is 100% as responsible for the rise in transphobic attacks as any other right-wing nutjob from the States, okay? This country used to be level-headed when it came to the trans issues, and we were on a nice trajectory. But because the Americans weaponized the culture war over it all started from fucking toilets. Because of that, it bleeds over into England, because the algorithm on social media only feeds you right-wing garbage. And here we are. We're at a point here where apolitical people who just want some kind of pleasure out of this shitty fucking life are getting absolutely mauled to death by allies and the trans community. And that's wrong. So please, pick your battles, know who to target, organise, grassroots, away from the Twitterverse, away from the Gamerverse, grassroots organisation, and make people's lives a living hell in the real world. Alright? Well, I mean, you made their lives a living hell even on Twitter because of the volume of abuse. But it's not okay. Don't be like the right. Alright? You can voice dissatisfaction. That's absolutely fine. You're well within your rights. And like I said, if you're going to boycott. Like I said, I'm not going to buy this game. Okay? But just let people enjoy whatever it is they want to enjoy. Yeah, especially apolitical and left-leaning people, okay? Their heart's in the right place, but we're still consumers at the end of the day. That's all I've got to say. Grassroots organisation, that's the best way to do it. That is all. Let whatever version of normality makes your life feel better resume. Bye!